Welcome to Do Y'all See This?
Reacts.
This is Eva.
And this is Nisi, and welcome back. We're gonna jump right into the catch up. There's nothing really happening. I know I told you guys about I was having some toothache, so I'll let you know more as more arises with that. But what I did want to do is give you a couple of, songs that I've been listening to. Eva has already forewarned me. There may be a time and place where all you hear is me talking here, and then there's nothing played. I'm sorry. I'll ask her to put it in the box, description box, and you can maybe, find it from there. If they do allow you these 1 to 2 seconds of it, I want you to hear the music I've been listening to this week. Let it fall, the favor and the fortune, with another craving for distortion. All right, I'm gonna cut it there. So that's The Key by Madison Ryann Ward. Excellent song, great mood. She even does a little bit of spoken word at the end. It's not all over the place, but it definitely gives you a rise and a fall throughout your day. Then I have Sober. Apparently it's a remix, and it's by Mahalia. No matter how I add it up, I just keep getting up. I just keep getting up. So that is all of my catch up, getting into hearing my auntie tunes for the week. What about you, Eb? What's been going on with you?
Not much, just the work stuff. I've been pulling my schedule for the next couple weeks because there's holidays coming up. Other than that, it's been a pretty good week, just working, and I got to see a friend of mine yesterday, which was really great. We did lunch and just hung out and talked mess about our job, which is always excellent. I did see, I don't know if I said this last time, I did see Woman King.
Me too.
Good. So I'm gonna start it with I loved it. It was fantastic. It was like enthralling. And I did see that with a friend of mine too. And it was like a lady date. It was so good. And it was such a good thing to do with like my lady friends. I thought it was beautifully shot. Like the actors just killed it. Just I love the story. I adored it. With that being said, we do have to put in that disclaimer. There's been a lot of, controversy online about the actual history. I understand that. And I think this is a good place. If this is where you want to do is you want to start your research at the movie and then go and learn more, do that. But let's enjoy this movie because it is fantastic. It is so good. It is so good. Oh, Lashana Lynch, I adored her.
Which person was Lashana Lynch? I don't know anyone's real
She
name.
was Azugi. What? Rule number one, listen to Azugi.
It was such a good movie. Spoiler.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure we've told you guys this, but so from here on, it's all spoilers. Do you think she has slept with him? It looks like she slept with him because she was told. No, it looks like she has slept with him.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
He wasn't technically in the room. She had to let him in.
Yeah, so but she was also very
off.
Yeah.
To take a bath or something, and then he came back in but he came in without a shirt. I'm not sure.
I was under the impression she did, just because of the state of undress, even with the fact that she had to let him in and he gave her the key. He came in half dressed as well.
Yes.
The story was leading towards her having that experience before she went back.
Because they gave her several opportunities where she could have. Like someone in the movie theater yelled out and they were like, how is that shark tooth still there? And I was be honest, she's 19 here.
If it's scarred over, the way it was discussed and the way that she put it in there to scar over. So it would have scarred over.
I just feel like dropping the baby off at the orphanage, someone would have went into it. Were you finished with your update?
Yes, that's basically it. It's just been a regular work week. I haven't won the lottery, which is very sad for me.
Again.
I guess it would help if I started buying tickets though.
It's such an integral part. And yet I always forget it. So we're going to move into our news and social media coverage.
So we're starting with a news story out of Colorado today. It is from September 9th or September 16th. So around that Friday, that weekend. So in Colorado, there was a young woman who was pulled over by the police. Her name is, and I'm probably going to butcher this, and I apologize in advance, Ureni Rios Gonzalez.
I think you may have got it.
Yeah, I might have. I hope so. But so she was pulled over for possibly brandishing a gun on the highways. Like someone called, said, "Hey, I was driving along this road, and this woman in a silver car or a silver truck brandished a weapon." So she was pulled out of the car by the cops. She was pulled over. And her truck was parked beyond the train tracks. So the police pulled her out of her vehicle and they put her into the cop vehicle, into the cop car that was parked on the train tracks. Yeah. So the Platteville PD, they have her in this vehicle that she can't get out of, because we all know you can't get out of a cop car if they put you in the back. And a train comes and hits the vehicle she is in, because it's a 7-minute video. And initially they see the holster, they don't see the weapon. And then they're asking the police officer who had pulled her over, did you see her throw a weapon out, or did you see a weapon get thrown out of the vehicle? And he says multiple times, well, she took so long to pull over, she took so long to pull over. Like, he says like 3 or 4 times in the video, but he did not actually see a vehicle weapon come out of the car. Let's start. So
Sorry.
she does have severe injuries. Her lawyer is already talking out.
Okay, alive.
Oh yeah, she's still alive. I know.
Everything for me. Okay.
So, but if you see this, because the video is available like basically online. I got it from AtlantaBlackStar.com. It is horrendous. The way that the train hits this vehicle, and the vehicle, they walk up on the vehicle with the camera, so you see the damage that this vehicle is it has sustained. I don't know how she's alive personally. He is on leave. He is staying anonymous for now. I mean, the perks of the job. So I wanted to talk to you about the idea that this may have been a mistake. Like, this may have been an issue of, he just, her car was parked beyond the train, and he pulled up on her, and he pulled behind her, and he pulled her into a vehicle that was parked on the train tracks. And this could have been just an innocent mistake. Versus the fact that when I saw the video, I went, this is attempted murder. I don't see how anyone can see it as anything differently. When I'm watching the video, I could hear the train, and I went, get her off the tracks. Who parks a vehicle on the train tracks? Like, isn't it like one of the tenets of basic car driving a vehicle? You don't park on the train tracks. What do you think?
Okay, where I live, most of my life I've lived in Norfolk, Virginia Beach. We have a lot of trains that used to come through here when I was younger. I'm old enough that we didn't always have a railing that came down, right? Or not even one on both sides. Sometimes it was just one that came down on or just lights. Before you see a train, you hear a train. It is not quiet by any means. And I mean, in a big bustling city, it's not quiet. Like, when you first were saying that they parked on the tracks, I was like, well, if they know that, it's not an active line or something, it may have just been a normal occurrence for them to just pull over wherever. Like, I see cops all the time pull somebody over in the most inconvenient of spaces for the rest of traffic flow. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe simple mistake, not really an issue. But then once you put her in there and you hear the train, I feel like once you hear the train, you probably still have 2, 3, 4 minutes. I don't understand why we didn't go to the car and move it. It couldn't have been that far away. So I don't believe it could have been that far. It definitely wasn't 2 to 3 minutes away. That means that they heard it, had time to at least acknowledge, oh, there's a train coming this way, and our car is over there with someone in it. So yes, I completely agree with you that there's no way this was an accident. This was not happenstance. You did this on purpose. Now, whether or not it was for the just trying to scare her, maybe they thought it was on the tracks enough just to nick the car or something like that. I don't know, but we've got to find better ways, especially if this is just an ego stroking because you felt like she didn't pull over quick enough. She didn't acquiesce to your wants and needs quick enough. Come on, we got to be better than this. I told Elle they should go into their pension. I'm tired of cops doing whatever they want. I promise you, all those cops who are retired would show up at the precincts to be like, stop murdering people, stop doing this, if it was coming out of their pensions. If people lost their pensions, if people had them, but it's not, it's coming from the taxpayers. So there really is no consequences for them doing dirt like this. And I agree with you. It was definitely, I feel like, on purpose.
And then for him to be able to be on leave instead of being arrested, it trips me out, because if I did something, if I left Niecy in my car when a train was coming, I would be in jail, be under the jail.
Absolutely. If it was a civilian who did this, they would not be just on leave. They wouldn't even give them bail.
They would be put in the back of a vehicle, hopefully not on the train tracks.
Hopefully.
Immediately. So yes, so there is that's gone on in the last week or so. But it just started getting kind of the news press because they did have to release the body cam video.
We are moving to a little social media. And I'm only bringing this one up because we have commented before when I feel like men are out here doing too much. DaBaby has put out a song. In the song, he addresses, or he tells us, the listening audience, that he was sleeping with Meg the Stallion. Now, there's so much wrong here for me. Not only is it like, what are we doing? We're just out here just telling this business. There's no real reason. I'm sure you slept with other women. I'm sure you were doing things with your body parts, and no one is out here talking about your exploit. I dare say, as a woman, the worst part here is you weren't clever. You didn't, I'm not saying he had to hide that he was saying this, but he didn't even make it lyrically phenomenal. He could have been reading the newspaper. It was just, I slept with Meg. It was boring. It fell flat. Come through, do better. If you're going to try to do all this, you're trying to put somebody on Front Street, be better. You say you're such a rapper and you're such a lyricist, paint a picture. And I just saw before we started recording that she kind of responded, but not really. She didn't put anything out like actually on her like social media, but at one of her concerts recently, she went ahead and before her song Body, she got up and she said, it's her body. She can do what she wants with her body. She can be with who she wants with her body, when she wants with her body, how many times she wants to with her body, because it's what? Her body. And then she moved on with the concert. And I feel like she didn't even have to address it for me.
So
I never understood why men want to do this.
I'm going to tell you what my view of things like this is. Whenever I hear something like that, one, isn't he married? I don't understand. He's
DaBaby?
out, yeah. Also, it feels like Meg is having a moment and he's like, oh, coattails.
Yep.
That's why he's putting her name in his mouth because he knew
It's
he was sliding out of popularity. But yeah, it's just icky.
yeah. I don't get it. And when women do this, they are called so much stuff. They want to be like, how dare she put out that she slept with him? Men can be indiscriminate about how they put out stuff like this. Like, what do you get from saying this? Even if she did, so what? Like, sir, please, please find something else. Talk about your current conquest. How about that? Let us know how great that woman is. Tell us how you took her to Dubai. Tell us all that. No one cares. No one cares. We do have one more topic. So great that we're leaving from DaBaby because we're going to be talking about a baby.
Yes. So this section is just something that made me smile and made me really happy and was so wholesome this week. So I came across a social media post by _noir.man_, and he is either a doctor and or a med student. He hasn't currently decided on his actual path yet, but he posted about his first day in OBGYN, like in the rotation. And it was funny because he's talking about how he first walks in, like he walks in at 7 o'clock and there's a baby in his hands at 7:06. You know, no introductions, no where's the bathroom, nothing. Just get to making babies or get to catching babies.
Please don't be in here making
Yes,
babies.
please don't make no babies on the clock. But it was just so funny and so, it was so wholesome and it was also really authentic. He is a black male doctor, which I mean, we're always going to root for. So it was just hilarious and relatable. And it was just really a wonderful moment. And then he actually does a post after that. And that's the one I really want to talk about, where he talks about going from like 6 videos on TikTok, from not being super active on there, to all of a sudden having 55,000 people following him. And how it really helped him. It was a really affirming moment because he had recently had an experience where someone at work had told him that his bedside manner was unprofessional and it was something that was frowned upon at work. But like being authentic at work was being frowned upon. And he was being told by those people that, you really shouldn't be yourself. And so from hearing from all these people, hey, make sure you stay who you are, because these are exactly the doctors we need to have on call. It was just really affirming for him. And it was just a good moment. He was like, I usually don't have these long posts, but I really wanted to make sure I commented on it, that the response was really great. And I just wanted to talk about that too, because I will say one of the things I've loved about, so I am on TikTok. I enjoy it very much. I am much more of a watcher than a participator. But one of the things I love about it is that it really did give this internet famous, label to so many people. Like all of a sudden, all of these people, you were seeing them all the time. They were posting content, and it was just like, these are your internet cousins. These are your internet friends. Like these are people who, if you saw them, you would be like, I've known you for years. Like there's so many people who I follow, and I follow because they make great content, because they're authentic, because they're positive, and even if they aren't being completely positive, even that is authentic and relatable. And it's just one of the things that I have really enjoyed seeing the internet do over the last couple years.
Yeah. Well, guys, we have come to the end of yet another episode, but we will be dropping another one next week. This one will be coming out this Wednesday, as you know. And right now, we currently have I cannot think of who we go through.
Anchor.
Woo, baby. It has been a night. Over on Anchor, you can listen to all of our episodes for the Do Y'all See This? We do have some wonderful crossover episodes sometimes where we have video as well here on Do Y'all See This React. The current episode is going to be about quiet quitting and quiet firing, what we think about it. All right. Bye. Thank you.
Bye.